Welcome to Star Watch Now, your front row seat to all the hottest gossip, drama, and breaking news from the world of entertainment. If it's trending, shocking, or star-studded, we're covering it. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next. What happens when one of the most powerful men in China's tech empire steps into the glamorous yet fragile world of entertainment? When Ma Huateng, CEO of Tencent, issues a warning about Wang Yibo's advertising deals, it doesn't just spark a debate. It shakes the industry and captures global attention. Tonight, we uncover why this moment could redefine the future of one of Asia's brightest stars. At 28 years old, Wang Yibo is no longer just a rising star, but a figure who embodies the aspirations of an entire generation. His career has spanned music, dance, and acting, each discipline showing a different facet of his talent and determination. Yet it was not only his artistic achievements that drew attention on his recent birthday. It was the way the entertainment and commercial worlds converged around him. More than 20 brands, from luxury giants to lifestyle innovators, joined in a collective celebration. Chanel projected his image onto grand public spaces in Shanghai and Beijing, transforming city landmarks into tributes. Sports companies released creative campaigns inspired by his love of racing and skateboarding, while music brands reflected his artistry through slogans and imagery. For his fans, it was a dazzling reminder of his power to connect across industries, a sign that he had truly become more than an entertainer. He had become a cultural phenomenon. But beneath the spectacle, questions began to stir. Could a single artist sustain so many endorsements without diluting his authenticity? Was the rush to secure his image pushing him into roles that conflicted with his personal values and the expectations of his supporters? It was within this atmosphere of excitement and uncertainty that Ma Huateng, the CEO of Tencent, made his rare intervention. His warning was not a dismissal of Yibo's success, but rather a signal that even brilliance must be balanced with responsibility. For observers, it marked the moment when the glamour of endorsements collided with the reality of long-term artistic integrity. The debate that followed reflected the complexity of Yibo's position. On one hand, he stands as proof of how far a young artist can rise with perseverance and charisma. On the other, he represents the delicate tension between commercial gain and personal identity. His story during this period is not simply one of celebration but of reflection, of learning to weigh the cost of fame against the promise of a lasting career. What makes this build-up so compelling is not just the glitter of luxury campaigns but the human struggle behind it, the effort to remain true while the world demands more, the determination to turn a birthday spotlight into a statement of who he truly wishes to be. When the controversy around Wang Yibo's endorsements began to unfold, it did not only ignite headlines. It struck a chord with millions of people who follow his every step. For fans, the moment carried a dual weight. On the surface, there was pride in seeing their idol honored by global brands, celebrated in grand public spaces, and recognized as a force powerful enough to shape culture. Yet beneath that pride, there was unease. They worried that the young man who had once danced his way into their hearts might be overwhelmed by the corporate demands and expectations that come with fame at the highest level. That conflict between admiration and concern created a powerful emotional bond, one that made his choices feel deeply personal to those who support him. What turned this debate into something greater than a commercial issue was Yibo's response. Instead of reacting defensively or chasing further deals, he spoke about the importance of aligning with values, about wanting to protect the trust that binds him to his audience. This moment of clarity revealed not a star intoxicated by success, but a man aware of the fragile balance between influence and integrity. For many fans, it was moving to witness such maturity. They saw an artist who, despite his youth, understood that his legacy cannot be measured only in sponsorships or wealth, but in how authentically he represents himself and honors the faith of those who stand by him. The emotional highlight rests in this intersection. The tension of a public figure facing scrutiny, the vulnerability of a performer asked to live up to impossible expectations, and the quiet dignity with which he acknowledges both the privileges and the burdens of fame. It is a rare glimpse behind the glamour, showing not only the price of visibility but also the resilience required to endure it. In that vulnerability, fans recognize something of themselves, the struggle to remain true in a world of pressures and compromises. Yibo's ability to turn potential criticism into a statement of authenticity did more than silence doubts. It inspired empathy, respect, and a renewed connection between artist and audience. It reminded people that the brightest stars shine not by escaping conflict, but by facing it with honesty and heart. The story of Wang Yibo at this turning point is not simply about a celebrity navigating the world of endorsements and contracts. It is a larger reflection on what it means to grow, to choose, and to hold on to authenticity when the world demands compromise. His journey reminds us that true success is not measured by the number of brand logos attached to your name, but by the courage to decide who you want to be when all the lights are shining on you. In the midst of immense pressure, he has chosen not to be defined solely by market forces but by a deeper sense of purpose. That decision transforms his career from a sequence of achievements into a story of character, one that resonates beyond the boundaries of entertainment. What makes this moment inspirational is not the scale of his fame, but the way he confronts the challenge of balance. For every artist, there comes a point where opportunity threatens to overwhelm identity, where the race for recognition risks erasing the very qualities that once made them unique. Wang Yibo's stance, his insistence on aligning partnerships with personal values, offers a lesson in restraint and vision. He shows that it is possible to embrace success while still protecting the inner compass that gives meaning to that success. This lesson is not limited to stars or performers. It speaks to anyone who has ever been pulled in different directions by the expectations of others, yet longs to remain faithful to themselves. His career is also a testament to the power of reinvention. From dancer to singer, from idol to actor, each transition has demanded effort, humility, and courage. He has not stood still, nor relied only on his early popularity, but instead chosen to expand his craft and challenge his own limits. The willingness to grow, to fail, and to learn in public view is what transforms him into a symbol of resilience. It is a reminder that the path to fulfillment is rarely straight. It bends, twists, and demands adaptation, but those who walk it with perseverance create stories that inspire others to keep moving. In a time when fame is often associated with superficiality, Wang Yibo represents a counterpoint. His example suggests that influence can be wielded with responsibility, that visibility can coexist with sincerity. He reminds us that reaching the summit is not only about personal glory but about showing others that such heights are possible when one refuses to be limited by fear or defined by external pressures. This message carries particular power for younger generations, who see in him not only a performer but a mirror of their own aspirations and struggles. The inspiration lies in the fact that Wang Yibo does not claim to have all the answers. Instead, he offers an ongoing journey, one marked by questions, risks, and courage. It is precisely this openness that makes his story relatable and enduring. He demonstrates that greatness is not the absence of difficulty but the determination to face it with integrity. And that is the legacy that will outlast every endorsement and every headline. As Wang Yibo enters this new chapter, balancing artistry, business, and personal integrity, the world is watching closely, and so are we. What path will he take after his contract with Loewe Entertainment? Can he transform pressure into power and debate into destiny? Thank you for joining us here on Star Watch Now. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe so you never miss the next big moment in the world of entertainment. Stay inspired, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next episode.